What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls loss to the Orlando Magic once again in what felt like honestly a repeat game. Basically from minute one of this game to the fourth quarter towards the end, 48 minutes of just the absolute same game for the Chicago Bulls, and we lose once again to the Orlando Magic. We had some extra help in this time out with DeMar DeRozan, yet we still fall. We'll be discussing this game in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls game today, your player of the game, and where do we go from here as a Chicago Bulls fan base, as a Chicago Bulls organization. We lost this game 103-97, I believe the final score is, and again, there's just so much to digest in this game, but again, I'm so upset with the Chicago Bulls team right now. I can't fathom how people can find a positive in this situation. Once again, the Chicago Bulls scored 33 points in the first half. For 3 out of the 4 quarters of that game, the Bulls bench scored 1 bloody point. 1 point in the 3 quarters that we played in that game, and they got 7 in the fourth quarter or whatever it was. Unacceptable performance from the Chicago Bulls team, and there's a lesson that needs to be learned at this very moment about the Bulls organization, and that is the answer is not just getting rid of Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine had a great game today, but still, it doesn't change the fact that he had 2 bad games beforehand. But the lesson here is that if you think Zach LaVine is the only problem the Chicago Bulls have, you have another thing coming for you. It is as simple as that. This team is built on lack of effort, people not stepping up, mentality issues, disastrous coaching, disastrous organization in general. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but that seems to be all of it in a nutshell. This Bulls team, from the top to the bottom, does not have a backbone to stand on at the end of the day. They don't have the supports to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and compete for victories. It is as simple as that. I mean, what are we now? 4-10? This is by far the worst start to a season I think I've experienced as a Bulls team in the time I've been doing YouTube for the Chicago Bulls. Again, I've seen the Chris Dunn teams work harder than this. I truly believe I can go and grab Denzel Valentine. I'm from Australia. I'll take the flight to Sydney right now. I'll go and take Denzel Valentine out of the Sydney Kings and pop him into the Chicago Bulls. And I'll tell you right now, he'll work 10 times harder than some of the players that we have on this team. I'd be dead serious. I truly believe that in my heart. This Bulls team has given up, has lost any momentum that it ever had, and it doesn't look like it's going to come back from this. It's a miserable time watching the Chicago Bulls. 33 points once again in the first half. Why do we have miserable first halves? Why in 90% of the games we are losing first quarter battles, losing second quarter battles? And we have to respond from that. Why does Billy Donovan have to say every single game that the Bulls team needs to start off strong instead of trying to fight from 20 points down in a game? Why is Nikola Vucevic taking the last shot in the final seconds of this game from the corner when the guy hasn't made a 3 all game? And again, it just doesn't make sense to me why we went to Nikola Vucevic there. The only thing that made sense was that he was open. I get it. But other than that, why was he the go-to guy in the fourth quarter when we needed a bucket? When Zach LaVine was hot all game for the most part, DeMar DeRozan did a heck of a job bringing us in, but we went with Nikola Vucevic to end the game. No wonder we lost the game. No disrespect to Vucevic, but he was awful in this game. And that's the guy that we went to in the fourth quarter. Why? Why was that something that we did? Why was that a good idea? Why did Billy Donovan draw up that play? You know, I was going to come into this video and actually give a respect to Billy Donovan because he kept Andre Drummond and Torrey Craig and Alex Caruso. He kept the lineup in there that actually brought us back in this game. I thought finally, an adjustment. We actually went away from the minutes that we always see every single game without fault. We went away from it and we got the lead. You bring back Nikola Vucevic and you let him take the final shot and it all goes away for him. All the positives go away at that very moment. Where do we go from here, ladies and gentlemen? Where do we go from here? I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people say this Bulls team doesn't play with pride. I respectfully disagree. I think the Bulls play with too much pride. I'll be honest. I think they play with too much pride. I think pride is actually what's getting them here in the first place. The fact that they can play this poorly and say, oh, well, I'm Zach LaVine. I'm gone soon. It doesn't matter. I'm still getting my bread. I'm still playing and getting my bag. I can move on and go to a winning team, and it doesn't matter about this organization anymore. That's pride. That's not playing with no pride. That's playing with too much pride. I mean, a bunch of guys are playing like this. Doesn't matter if we win or lose. I got my bag. I'm happy. I did it. I made it. I'm an NBA player. I'm making bags. I'm set up for life. It's too much pride that we're playing with. These guys are not humble enough. That is honestly what I think the problem is with the Chicago Bulls. They're not humble enough. They think they're better than they are, and they don't show it every single game. And when Bulls fans are constantly telling them that they need to be better, that they need to work harder, they need to find a way to get out of this isolation bond that seems to happen all the time for the Chicago Bulls team, all of it doesn't get heard at all. We need better adjustments. Not one single, again, when we do make an adjustment, it falls apart anyway. But very rarely do we make an adjustment to the Chicago Bulls team. That's pride. That's not humility. That's not being humble and saying, hey, look, I might need help in this instance. Hey, look, maybe Andre Drummond should be playing a little bit more. He's got us into this lead. He's helped us get into this lead. Hey, look, Zach and DeMar brought us in the game, but, you know, they might need help. Someone else is going to step up. In my opinion, this Bulls team is actually playing with too much pride. I truly believe that is the root of our problem. They think they're better than they are, and they play like they're proud. When in reality, they're getting slapped in the face and punched in the mouth every single game, and they're taking it because they feel like they're successful. That's what I think. That's I guess, the conclusion I've come to. When people say the Bulls don't play with enough pride, I think they play with too much pride. And that's something that's going to come back to bite them. I really believe so. And look, it already has. This Bulls team is not humble enough. And they need to humble themselves instead of getting humbled by everybody else. Humble themselves and actually admit to themselves that they are not perfect. This team is not perfect. And changes need to be made internally before you make them externally. It's been like that for 2 years. You're telling me you can't make rotation changes? You can't make tactical changes? You can't change a certain style of play? You're telling me Zach LaVine can't be an off-ball player? He has to have the ball in his hands every possession? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Same with DeMar. Same with Vooch. You're telling me you can't tell these players what to do? That's too much pride. When they go against the coach, that's too much pride. When the coach doesn't change adjustments, that's too much pride. It is what it is. I really think that's the problem. But there's so many problems that it's hard to recollect. Fair play to Orlando again. They almost choked one of the worst. This would have been a very bad game for them to lose. In the fact that we took the lead and we actually, you know, there was a moment in that fourth quarter where I truly thought we were going to win this game and steal it. But in the end, we fumbled the bag again. We choked again and we lost again. And Orlando were better for 3 out of the 4 quarters of that game. And they deserved to win that game. It would have been an absolute disgrace if Orlando lost that game. Thankfully, they don't have to go through that. And I'm sure their Orlando Magic channels, I'm assuming there's some out there. Again, I feel like there's channels out there for every team in the NBA at this point. Whatever the case may be, they're going to be celebrating that win, saying how they survived, how their young guys are so impressive, and how they're doing so well as an organization. Right now, they're at a positive mindset, a positive record, and the Bulls fans are going to have to take this on the chin and realize that this Bulls team plays with too much pride, and they don't necessarily respect the fan base enough to deliver hard work for 4 quarters. That goes for everybody except for Alex Caruso. Because Alex Caruso, again, I admire how hard he works. He gives everything, every piece of himself to the Chicago Bulls team. And it's a shame that there's 1 out of 15 people that truly do that every single night. So shame on the Bulls. Shame on the Chicago Bulls. Another rant. Done and dusted. There will be no watch along for the Bulls and Miami Heat game, thank goodness, tomorrow. I don't want to watch it, but either way, if I was able to watch it, I would watch it because I want to dedicate my time to this channel and put the work in this channel, but I won't be home most likely. Unless things change, I will do a game reaction or a game watch along, but for the most part, I do not think I will be home, so I will not be able to do a watch along for this game. But I'll see you in the next the game after that against Miami again. We'll see if we can pick up a win. But we didn't defend home court well enough. That doesn't show we're a competitive team, a good team. In fact, we're a bad team. Time to accept it. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and a follow and or subscribe. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care. and peace.